A very good morning to all of you. This is the second part of the chapter, and the name of the chapter is The Beginning of Things. This is chapter number 8, and we are on page number 49. Let me sum up the story what we have read in our previous video. In this story, we are talking about three children who live with their parents in a beautiful house, and the name of the house is called as the Red Villa. It is the Red Villa, and the author has very beautifully defined the structure of the house, that the house was made of red brick fronted villa. It's a red brick fronted villa with the colored glasses on the front door, tiled passage, and then a hall, a bathroom where there were facility of hot and cold water, electric bell, French windows, and a very beautiful house where everything seems to be very beautiful. There was a loving mother who used to get ready, who used to get ready, and he used to write stories and small poems for her kids, so that whenever they come up, she's able to be with them, narrate them the story, tell them the moral. Means, in short, she was there to guide them, spend every single minute of her life with the children. And then they had a nice father who was always there, who was never cross. Nobody saw him angry anytime. He was always willing to spend time with his kids, and if he was sometime busy, he used to explain himself in such a beautiful and a nice way that the children used to understand his problem. There was a nursemaid also, there was a nursery also, and the children had a dog also. And can you tell me the name of the dog? Just take a time, find it out in the paragraph. I will tell you later on. Let me see how attentive you are for the videos also. So everything was beautiful in this red villa, unless and until one day something dreadful happened. Now let's continue and end this chapter and see what dreadful happened and how the things were handled by the parents. Peter had a birthday. His 10th. Among his other presents was a model engine more perfect than you could ever dream of. I hope you are able to see the entire book. The other presents were full of charm, but the engine was fuller of charm than any of the other were. Okay, so now it was the 10th birthday of the eldest child, that is Peter, and obviously he got so many beautiful presents. On his birthday. All the gifts were very nice and charming, but there was one thing that was the most amazing for him, and that was a model engine. And the writer had defined that it was more perfect than you can ever think of, dream of. Means whatever you can think, it was so beautiful, as if it was a real engine, and so it became one of the favorite for the children. Its charm lasted in its full perfection for exactly 3 days. Then owing either to Peter's inexperience or Philip's good intention or to some other cause, the engine suddenly went off with a bang. So here the writer now tells that it was so charming that the children, that is Peter and Philip, were very much involved with that engine, and the perfection of this engine ended within 3 days. By this line, the writer want to tell you that the toy was there for 3 days only. After 3 days, somehow it broke off. It was just broken off. It broke it away within 3 days. Yeah, it broke. So here he says, then owing it was either Peter was inexperienced to play with that engine, or Philip have some very good intention for that, or some other reason. The writer is not here with what the writer is not sure with what exactly was the reason. He tells that it may be Peter's inexperience. Maybe Peter was for the first time he was having an engine, and that's why he was unable to take too much care. Or Philip's good intention. Now here writer can say is telling about good intention. That means either it can be good, it can be bad. Either Philip was very excited with the engine, or he felt little annoyed or whatever. So there were several reasons which the writer is not sure of, and he said the engine suddenly went with a bang. This means that the engine suddenly broke with a huge sound. Now, Abhi, now just I have asked you what is the name of the pet that they were having, and the name of the pet that they were having was James, and James was a little dog. James was so frightened that he went out and did not came back all day. All the toys were in the tender were broken to bits, but nothing else was hurt except the poor little engine and the feeling of Peter. So here the writer says that there was such a huge sound, it was such a big bang of this engine when it broke, that James the little dog got frightened, and it went and it hid him itself under somewhere, and then it did not came out for the whole day. But the dog was hidden for the entire day. It was feeling so scared to come out because of the sound. All the toy people who were in the tender were broken to bits. All the people who were involved, who were loved with the engine, who liked that engine, now were little upset, broken into bits. It means that they were upset, but nothing else was hurt except the poor little engine and the feeling of Peter. But nobody was as hurted as Peter or the engine because it had broken, and Peter because he was too much attached with the engine. The other said he cried over it, but of course, boys of 10 do not cry. However terrible and tragedies may be which darken their lot. Now, some of the people, as there were some nursemaids and some servants also, so they told each other, they were talking that the boy cried a lot. But but the writer says, is it possible for a boy of 10 years to cry? Boys at that time, the boys were having too much of ego that boys can't cry. They had a mindset they can't cry. It shows weakness. So here the writer says, do the boy of 10 years cry? And the answer is they don't cry. Here the writer himself says, boy of 10 years don't cry. But it was a very terrible tragedy that had brought a huge trouble to them. He said that his eyes were red because he had a cold. This turned out to be true. Though Peter did not know it was when he said it, the next day he had to go to bed and stay there. Mother began to be afraid that he might be sick for measles, when suddenly he sat up in the bed and said, I hate gruel, I hate barley water, I hate bread and milk. I want to get up and have something real to eat. So here, what happened? Now the Peter was very upset, and definitely he didn't want to show off that he is upset, and so he didn't show that he is upset and he is crying. He woke up and he told everyone that his eyes were red because he had cold, and he didn't know that this line, what he said right now, would become true. And because the next day he was suffering from fever, he was unable to get out from the bed. And then his mother was scared that he might be suffering from measles. So suddenly the atmosphere of the house was changed. You see, firstly they were so happy, enjoying. There was celebration of the birthday party. There was birthday party, lots of gifts and nice beautiful things were there. And suddenly when the engine broke, things changed out. The boy was now upset. He said he was suffering from cold. That's why his eyes were red. And then he was somehow unable to be out of the bed. And now mother was thinking that he might be suffering from measles. And all these things were happening at the same time. All these things were happening when he just got up from his bed and said, I hate gruel. He said, I just hate this thin kind of liquid food, which is like any boiled milk or something like oatmeal, which I don't like. It doesn't have any good taste. I hate barley water. I hate bread and milk. I want to have something good to eat. When we are sick now, then the taste suddenly disappears, and whatever we are eating, it tastes so horrible. And at that time we want something very nice, very tasty, very yummy, so that it can just give a nice feeling on our taste buds. So it was the same thing the child was asking, that he wants something real to eat. What would you like? Mother asked. A pigeon pie, said Peter eagerly. A large pigeon pie, a very large one. So there was a dish that is called pigeon pie, and when the mother asked, Peter told that I want a pigeon pie, and a very large pigeon pie means he said that I want to eat a very large pigeon pie. I want to eat a big and a nice and a yummy food. And so the mother asked the cook to make a large pigeon pie. The pie was made and then it was cooked. Peter ate some of it, and after that his cold was better. Yes, so Peter asked for a large pigeon pie. It was there, and he ate also, but he was unable, as he was sick, he was unable to eat the entire thing, and he felt little better after this. His cold was little better. Father had been away in the country for 3 or 4 days. All Peter's hopes were curing of his affiliate engine were now fixed on his father. Yes. So father had been away in the country for 3 or 4 days. All Peter's hope for the curing of afflicate engine were now fixed on his father, for father was most wonderfully clever with his finger. He could mend all sort of things. He had often acted as a veterinary surgeon to wooden rocking horse, and the poor creature was given up for for lost, and even the carpenter said he did not see this way to do anything, and it was father who mended the doll cradle when no one else could. So now the entire hope for the engine was on Peter's father. Why? Because Peter's father was excellent in mending the things. Whenever he used to have time, and he was there, and he was able to find out any problem with the children or their toys, he was always there to mend it. Here there is an example that he was able to mend the wooden rocking house when even the carpenter had told that it is just not possible to mend it, and the doll's cradle, when that also broke out, then also it was Peter's father only who mended very nicely, even at that time the carpenter didn't have any hope to repair or just fix it out somehow. And since father was away in the country for 3 or 4 days, so they have to wait now. Peter, with his heroic unselfishness, did not say anything about his engine till after father had his dinner. The unselfishness was mother's idea, but it was Peter who carried it out, and needed a good deal of patience too. At last mother said to father, "Now dear, if you are quite rested and quite comfy, we want to tell you about the great railway accident and ask your advice." So here now the mother suggested Peter's mother suggested him that instead of nagging or crying in front of his father as soon as he arrived, it's better and a good idea to behave in a very nice and a proper way. And so he suggested that have patience and just wait for proper time. So Peter, with an unselfishness, means Peter trying to understand the things. Peter trying to understand, yes, his father must be tired, and thinking of the things and at that very moment, being a child of just 10 years, ignoring the thing what he is feeling for the toy, he very nicely behaved in a well mannered way, did not say anything about the engine till father had completed his dinner. And obviously the suggestion was from his mother only, but it was the credit for the good dealing or patience, or carrying out the things very nicely, or having such a nice patience, huge patience for a 10 years old boy, goes to the boy only, that is Peter. And that was now the mother told father, now Peter's mother told his father that if you are rested, means if you have taken rest and you are now comfortable and not tired, then let me tell you about the railway accident, and we want your advice. All right, said father, fire away. So then Peter told the sad tale and fetched what was left of the engine. Said father. When he looked the engine was very when he looked over when he looked the engine over very carefully. So yes, when Peter's mother told everything, every detail about the incident, then Peter's father said, okay, tell me. Fire away means, okay, start telling me what happened. And now Peter, the entire tale or the entire story was told to him, and then the left out engine means whatever part of the engine was left out, that was brought to him so that he can see and repair it. And he just had a very careful view. He just very carefully took a look on the engine, and then he started with it. The children held their breath. Is there no hope? Said Peter in a low, unsteady voice. Hope, rather, tone of it, said father cheerfully, but it will want something beside hope. A bit of bracing, says, and or some shoulder and new valve. I think we did better keep it for a rainy day. In other words, I will give up Saturday afternoon to it, and you shall all help me. Can girls help to mend engines? Peter asked doubtfully. Of course they can. Girls are just as clever as boys. And don't you forget it. How would you like to be an engine driver, Philip? So yes, now father just took a look on the engine, and then he said, okay, Peter asked him that is there any hope that it could be mended out and repaired. So his father said, it definitely can be mended out. It just needs some joining, some substance to join the metal. Some valves are just not there, so it needs a new valve. And I think we keep it for a rain day. That means he said that we will keep it for a day, and then he decides a day, and he said Saturday afternoon I will be spending my time with the engine, and you all have to help him. And now Peter asks that can girls help them to repairing of the when the engine is being repaired. So father replied to this that girls can do this. Girls can means his sister can help them in the repair when the engine is being repaired. Why? Because he said that girls are as clever as boys are, and this thing you need to remember always. And then he said to Philip that how would you like to be an engine driver, Philip? My face would be always dirty, wouldn't it? Said Philip in enthusiastic tone, and I accept I should break something. So father asked Philip just to make the atmosphere little light and nice and cheer up the boys. So he said, okay, I would be spending my Saturday afternoon. You all will be helping me. And then he asked Philip that would you like to be the driver of the train? So Philip said that if I would be the driver of the train, then my face would be dirty for always. Generally, it would be dirty only. Just a second. Yes. I should just love it, said Robert. Do you think I could when I am grown up, Daddy? Or even a stoker? You mean a fireman, said Daddy, pulling and twisting at the engine. Well, if you still wish it when you are grown up, we will see about making you a firewoman. I remember when I saw a boy. Just then there was a knock at the front door. Yes, so here the story is, in the story we find out that finally somehow Peter's father was able to manage the atmosphere, to make the atmosphere little light. Children, when there is a little when you are hurted or something wrong happens in the house, the entire atmosphere of the house is little different. It's little different. It's just not normal as it is always. So the same thing was there in that particular house, and to make it at ease, father tried to just put some humor, some easy talk, so that the atmosphere of the house can be nice. And so he asked Peter that so he asked Philip that would he like to be an engine driver, and for that Philip said no, because my face would be dirty. And then Robert said, when I would be grown up, I would like to be that, or even I can be a stroker. So here father says that means you want to be a fireman. Okay, we will see what you become. Means when you will grow up, we will see what you become, a firewoman or a fireman. We will just see. And they were just talking when there was a knock at the front door. Since this is an extract from a story, The Railway Children, that is why the story ends here. And it must be a very interesting story, because you can see the writer has given such a nice detail of each and everything in the story. Means the writer has very nicely defined the character, the mother, Peter's mother, then father. He has defined the house very nicely. Even the small little engine that was there, that too, all the children, all the siblings. So nice detailing has been done by the writer, and it's a beautiful story. Children, kindly read the story after watching the video, and do let me know if any issues or any doubts are there. Take care and study very nicely. Have a good day.